This lecture covers key terms that I will expect to see throughout your discussions of your dystopian novels throughout the course of the unit. You will need to understand these terms to understand the essays or non-fictional texts that you're reading alongside your novels for this unit. Reader, be warned. When you embark on a dystopian novel, you're likely to see parallels to your world today. Once you do, you'll never see things the same again. You may or may not have all of these terms hidden in your own novels. The real task will be to pick out the ones that do apply to your book and use them in your discussions each week. For that reason, I would like you to refer back to this lecture as often as needed. Take notes so that you have them readily available. If you have a copy of the novel for yourself that you know is yours and no one else's, you could also note in the margins when you come across an instance or character that embodies these terms by just putting that word in the side. This is part of the note-taking strategies that can help you with your final paper. The term dystopia was not created until the mid-19th century to mean the opposite of a utopian or perfect society or place. The dystopian novel is an imagined place or society in which members live in a reduced state thanks to changes to society patterns, technology, or some other influential force. As you embark upon your journey into your dystopian novel, you want to consider what aspects make your book dystopian. Then, you want to watch for these parallels in our society today. The term over-organization refers to the quality of modern society being overly regulated and controlled. Essentially, this means that humans are reduced to automations performing a social function, and they're unable to live a fully human life. Often, this is referred to as being a cog in the machine. As you journey through your novel, consider how the characters in your book are reflective of this term. With the term power elite, the powerful are so big and mighty that they aren't just controlling big business and government, but they're also controlling the very thought patterns of people. Here, I want you to ask yourself how the powerful are influencing the thoughts, feelings, and actions of the characters in the novels that you're exploring. Will to order is an interesting term. It really is the natural desire of humans to create organization out of chaos. This is the need to organize experiences and ideas. Think of the basics of writing. You are organizing your thoughts to bring order to the chaos that we all have in our heads on a daily basis with the jumble of ideas that tend to swim around. When it comes to art, science, and philosophy, this is a powerful tool with positive outcomes. After all, when you can organize your thoughts, you're better able to communicate. However, according to Huxley, it becomes dangerous in the realms of politics and economics, as it can result in over-organization, conformity, and oversimplification. The term enlightened self-interest refers to actions that a character does to help society. However, in so doing, they're also benefiting themselves in some way. It's the concept of what goes around comes around, but in a positive manner. As you read, think about what your characters are doing that might reflect this term. Propaganda. I'm sure everyone has heard the term propaganda at some point by now. In the case of propaganda, it really means that they're going to act like they're doing good for society when really they're creating propaganda. You will see this with some of your characters. Propaganda from the Latin literally means that which is to be propagated. And essentially, it's widespread information that influences the public's understanding, and opinions. Propaganda is a huge factor in all dystopian novels. No matter what novel you have, you will come across propaganda. So do be on the lookout for it. What is the propaganda? How is it being spread? Who is spreading it? And what is the hidden truth that those spreading these messages don't want the other characters to know? The social ethic is the dominating organizational principle that has taken over society. It is the new normal, in a manner of speaking. It is the social engineering that takes hold and creates a collective mindset where you have to obey what is good for everyone and give up your individualism because the collective says so. In other words, the social ethic will downplay individualism in favor of the social environment and the constructs of that social environment. This is the attempt to justify over-organization in society. Watch for instances in your novel. There will be social ethics at play in your dystopian novels. The organization man is a character type and a title that Huxley uses to describe the ideal person in a social ethics setting. He is defined by his job, not by what makes him unique. He is loyal to the company, not his family and friends. And this character will be placed on a pedestal in the propaganda setting as the ideal citizen. This type of character will be the opposite of your protagonist. They may not be the antagonist, but they will be the opposite type of personality and character. Do watch for this in your dystopian novels. The final term is hypnopedia. And this term is referring to learning that takes place while the characters are asleep. This is the propaganda that is being spread throughout their subconscious while the characters are at their most vulnerable, in their dreams. And this term may or may not apply to your novel. It's certainly one that applies to Huxley's piece specifically. This is the only term that may or may not be present in your novel for this unit. If it is present, please make sure that you take the opportunity in your discussions to point it out, because it really is a disturbing concept of societal control to explore. I hope you found this lecture helpful. You will need these terms throughout the next 5 weeks, so make sure you refer back to this as often as needed. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you on the flip side.